Welcome to Draft Central, and yes, we're gonna mock you, but not in that way. What's up, it's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. Today and throughout a couple of video series, we're gonna look at the draft and all things surrounding, bringing people in and assessing the talent by way of the combine, which would get started next week, I believe, the 29th or the 26th. Anyways, we're going to start with some hilarious mocks by Cynthia Frulin here. She does the analytics, the expert, apparently. Wonder how much she's hit on our area, general consensus of where we're going to draft. But this was just ridiculous. She had this guy going to us, and we'll get to someone else who does as well, and why it's so silly. But Jackson Powers Johnson, the Eagles focusing on a center here, or an interior lineman. It's hilarious, man. She says that, trying to find a rookie to replace Jason Kelsey's impact on the field and in the locker room, he can't. He's a rookie in the locker room. It's a silly proposition, but he has the tools and production to honor the future Hall of Famer's legacy the way it deserves. Except for Jason already handpicked his his successor. And he has a few negative plays at a center position, and coming from Power 5, he was a #1 ranker. Who cares? He does not, like, even the last guy that was picked, he wasn't a first rounder. There are better ways to allocate our resources, and there's nothing here that would make me think that we would go in this direction. Over a tackle, a guy we could actually use for the future, like planning ahead, like how Roseman loves to do. Let's just see who we pass up. We pass up Troy over this guy. We pass up Amarius Mims for this guy. And I know there's at least one more. Jordan Morgan, a deep class. Even he's worthy. Positionally speaking, his value is above Jackson Powers. Second round pick, I could see another team going for him, but it's not even an area of need. These people just make me laugh, man. And the same with this guy, Joel Klatt. I watched this one a couple of weeks ago, and then I just had to come back to it. So February 14th, or whenever he did it, last week, sorry. But he also has us going for Jackson Powers. So his reasoning, they need an heir apparent to Jason Kelsey. As I just said, they already have it. And he was center. All right, when he stands to get taken in the first round, he can play guard as well. Like, there's no first round guard in this draft that warrants that pick, and we're not hurting in that position. We drafted a guy in the third round last year that can, at the very least, be a stopgap there, which I don't think he is. It's just insane. Do your research. All it takes is just a little bit, but you're counting on the analysis, the reports that your assistants are giving you, and you're slapshot and throwing something together just for the sake to have, an article or video or whatever content to put out. Just a horrible take. Anyway, let's get into some real analysis. So this one here has us going with Amarius Mims, the guy who I mentioned previously, out of Georgia, the junior tackle from Georgia. Didn't play a lot of football, but has some, he has good size. I think he's in the 6'5" range, maybe 315 or so. And we could work with him. He wouldn't be counted on to start immediately because we have Lane Johnson there holding down the fort. And I believe he plays probably for at least 2 more seasons. At the very least, 1 more coming up here in 2024. And it'd be great to have his replacement already on the roster. Tyler C might be another guy who might be able to slide there. And he can always, try Mims inside and then have those two, whoever, the best man wins. But I wouldn't be upset with this pick. I used to get so mad at Andy and Howie for going that route. But the hog mollies, on the outside interior, both on offensive and defensive lines, are the way to go to build a team inside out. At the very least, quarterback, tackle, then you start with a corner and you start branching out. But definitely a cornerstone and a guy that you need to have. The NFL, you look at teams who not many teams have the luxury of having two bookend guys that they can just set them and forget them. They benefit the game plan by you're not having to worry about those guys needing too much help. You can lend help elsewhere and cause deception with other alignments. They give you the luxury of doing that. Anyways, let's get on to one of the bigger ones. This is a 7-round simulation. So we're just going progressively deeper and deeper. This guy here, I forget who he is, but I know he's adequate. So Talisi Fuaga, who we just saw, I wouldn't be mad at this pick. The tackle class is stocked. There might be some guys that slip into the top of the third round because depending on team need, there's just so much depth there. The guy in the second round, he wouldn't have been available there last year or in previous years. He would have been taken in the first round. You do have to watch a run being made on these guys, but it would be a good pick and a good stature because he isn't ready quite yet. Run block, work on the pass blocking, get him in the Southland U. Gets his meal plan and all that squared away, and he'd be a guy that you could definitely mold into a solid starter at the very least. Keon Coleman, out of Florida State, woo! My university, my alma mater. 6'4", 210 guy, not a burner, but he has an adequate speed and has a size, get jump balls for him to come and learn in behind AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, playing a slot. He can do a lot. Definitely has a unique skill set. Just great ball skills. Yeah, definitely. Yards after the catch to get that yak. Curious on how developed he is with the route tree, but he provides enough explosiveness for you to like him, and it'd be a pretty good damn pick. As would this one be Cameron Kinchins out of Miami. He had 5 picks in 2022, 6 this past year in 2023, and just a great guy. He can cover, similar to his cousin Ed Reed. He can cover 70, the other 30% that the ocean doesn't cover. So he's able to make plays from sideline to sideline, stick his nose in there, but being aware, we need a guy in the mold with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I believe he could be that, given some years of development. He'd be a great safety to pair with eventually Sidney Brown. And they maybe be interchangeable, but for the meantime, Reed Blankenship because Sidney's on the mend. A guy here, Max Melton out of Rutgers, local guy. He's very tough, 6 foot, $190, has an inside-outside versatility. Would be a steal at the bottom of the third with our extra pick that we earned from the Javon Hargrave acquisition by the 49ers. So appreciate you for doing that. But he's feisty, can play off very well, and he loves to stick his nose in there, get physical, can support, seal the edge in the run game. Audric Estime, this would be a great find for us. He's about 5'8", 5'9", in the 220 range, can catch. Definitely has that 4.4 straight line speed, and a guy who I'd love being able to grind it out. You could re-sign Swift and then pair him with him to have that kind of lightning and thunder thing going. And he also has soft hands, and he looks like to be able to pass pro. So be a solid pickup in the 4th round, a value pick, and also Gainwell being the 3rd guy. Tommy Etchenberg, linebacker, solid, but he'd be a 2-down guy. I really don't like this one because I want to have an all-rounder guy who can cover, blitz, hit, fill the gaps. So he'd be a limited player, but I don't know. I mean, something's better than nothing, but I'd like to look at his teammate at Ohio State. Don't know how high he would go, but he's an all-rounder. Theo Johnson would be a solid tight end in the Dallas Goedert mold, but Dallas Goedert light, poor man's Dallas Goedert, 6'6", 264. Let's see how he runs, but he would give us that versatility instead of having to combine Stahl and Calcaterra and split their duties, having to split the duties, combining them into one player. We're looking for that dual threat tight end. Jalen Simpson, heady guy, doesn't have all the physical tools, but he can hit. And definitely you want to bring some depth there. So he'd be a good depth player. and Jawar Jordan. Don't know too much about him. Yeah, I mean, just filling out that running back room. We load in the backfield. Just believe, be kind of that, but be a solid draft. Not all the picks I would want to hit on, especially that 7th, that 5th, but tight end, the running back, cornerback, safety, wide receiver, and the tackle would be bam, 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 bam. Those would be definitely some strong picks. All right, we're gonna get into a general consensus here and look at one-offs as well as some that have a full draft, and some of them are actually pretty much I like pretty strongly. So let's look at Matt Miller from ESPN. Has us picking Quinton Williams first, and then Tyler Nubin. So Quinn Young. This guy I'm really high on. I love his measurable, 6 foot, buck 96, expected running 4.3s. He's not a pick magnet, but he's a guy that we can bring along, and has also inside-outside versatility. Nubin, guys run on me. A bigger guy, 6'2", has good range, more of a stronger hitter. I see him more as in the Reed Blankenship mode. So I want a rangier guy. That's why I'm so big on Cameron Kitchens. But maybe he can grow into that. Junior Colson, I love his physique. I think he's 6'3", 240 range, 247, I believe. Probably can run, can blitz, but how is he in pass coverage? Is he, if he can develop into at least an adequate dropper similar to a Nick Bolton, on the Chiefs, I wouldn't be mad at that pick. But if he's more limited, more similar to the guys we've had, just a good run defender, I'd be out. He bring the requisite size, but I want to have a linebacker in the mold of Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith. Let's see here. Draft wire, Kurt Popejoy. Interesting name. Again, Quinyon, he has the confidence definitely to develop into a shutdown corner. Jalen Polk, 6'2" receiver out of Washington. He played off of Rome there. So interesting to see how good he is at route running. Does he have inside-outside versatility? But this will be a steal for me. Edgerrin Cooper, I don't see him going this late, but be the all-rounder linebacker that I'm looking for. He can blitz, he can cover, has good hands, and he has some decent size. He's 6 foot 230, so he just flies around. The way he attacks just pops out at you, and you definitely want him on your team. This would be one of my dream picks at wide receiver out of Florida State again. The Knowles, Johnny Wilson, man, a huge hulking receiver, 6'7", 230 range. Pretty much looks like a tight end trapped in a wide receiver's body. He can also play, give us a big slot, and then playing in behind AJ, they're gonna draw the attention. Touchdown magnet in the red zone, so needs to get better at his route running, but man, what a starter he would be, starter pack. He would be, just to take advantage of his size and the disadvantages he would be able to take advantage of. All right, Marshawn Lloyd, a solid running back out of USC. Wouldn't be mad at it. A grinder. I think he's like 6 foot 200 range, more of a scat back, but would be decent for that late of a pick. All right, here we have 3 guys. Jalen Polk again. Wouldn't be mad at it. Mike Sanders, nah, not really too high on him. Too high for me, my taste. I think he's more of a 3rd or 4th round guy for me. Tyler Guyton, wouldn't be mad at it. Lane Johnson is his mentor, and to bring him here, to Philly, and for him to come into the fold, man, I think we have a top 10 talent there for the future. Yeah, he's too small. 5'10", buck 82, turns 24, done and done. No thanks. Again, Quinyon, Edgerrin Cooper, man, I think he's the class of this linebacker crop. Xavier Leggett, I don't think it's too high for him. Marius Mims, again, he's 6'7", 340, man. Tyler Nubin again, Deontay Walker. I don't know, that's too high for me, for him. 3rd round, I would say. Gabriel Murphy could be in the right range. All-rounder guy. Athletic. Could be something to look at. Shaw Smith-Wade. definitely a good value pick. Nelson Caesar, don't know about him. Sheridan Jones, Clemson, they have some good corners, so it could be worth a slot there. Cedric Johnson, these are value picks. O-lineman, mold and shape him at that point. Let's see, is there anything else? Kool-Aid McKinstry, wouldn't be mad at him. He's a guy that he's solid, and he's one of the top 5 corners, so I would definitely love to have a guy like that. Arnold would be the one I want, but he's gonna go way too early. Top 15, maybe even before that. Might be this year's Devin Witherspoon. So, but I think that's it on the picks from them, because a lot of these are retreads. Last thing we're gonna get into today, some way too early 2024 NFL playoff predictions. Yeah, man, some interesting stuff here made by Colin Cowherd. We don't care about the AFC. We're looking at the NFC, and this guy has some turnover there. So he has the Washington Commanders winning the division. How the hell? They don't even have a quarterback right now. Jacoby Brissett is free agent to be, and they got Sam Howell. They're out on him. They're gonna draft Drake May, his teammate at North Carolina. I get it. A defensive head coach similar to Houston, him coming in, with some established, with one established receiver and Scary Terry and Samuel and some other gadgets, but that O-line, I don't think they have the pieces there. The defense, they're kind of like Houston had some pieces. They're gonna be fighting for 3rd place. And the schedule, I don't think it's as easy as it was this year, or should have been this year for them, or relatively speaking. So this is coming out of left field. Green Bay, I could see. I think the Lions might still win though. That's a point of contention. Atlanta, they don't have a quarterback either. Like, how the hell are they gonna win? Like, it's just for fuck's sake. Just throwing this out there. The Rams, they're going to win over the 49ers? What have they shown you that, where they can overtake them? Until further notice, you should slot these guys in there. If you said wild card, I wouldn't have been mad at you. But division winners? So, I'll be the first to tell you that the Cowboys are a joke. But at least they are a joke that consistently makes the playoffs. Washington is so scattershot, and you expecting an overhaul just because they put in Dan Quinn. It's more of a retread than anything, with comparative to Ron Rivera. So this is just and then the Eagles just disappeared. For why? I would just say if you did the projections, we're going to be better on defense and offense. And we were 2nd place in the running to compete, but we imploded. Now, if you think that lingers on to next year, okay, I get it. But taking a step forward would be like, so you're just discounting the first part of the year, and then if the latter part was the worst, you would have to project us taking a step forward from that. Don't know, but anyways, we're gonna get up out of here on that note. But it's all good because you're not even watching, but it's all good. I'm repeating myself because I love talking about the Eagles. I love making these videos. All right. Anyways, I'm going to chunk the deuces, but as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.